Goodness. How is everybody? Welcome. Oh yeah. Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome to the one and only Big Trail Network live show. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, checking out the content. Really do appreciate it. Watching the live stream, being a part of everything. If you guys could, feel free to comment, share the content. You know that little awkward pointing arrow. You click that. You could share that wherever you want on social media. And if you haven't already, feel free to tap the subscribe button. A couple of shows ago, at the end, as I was closing everything out and I was going over my numbers really fast, and I think I was trying to look at my Patreon and all that, trying to get my numbers clear. And as we're logging out, I said, "Oh hey, we hit 3,000 subscribers." No, apparently my YouTube Analytics, which is like it's an app here for any content creator. You have the studio, YouTube Studio, and I swear when it was pulled up, it said 3,000. I was wrong. We're still at I don't know. I think we're not far from. So hey, if you haven't already, tell a friend. Get in there. Create a dadgum Google account. Create a YouTube account. You're going to want it anyways because, my God, it's 2020. And go over there and subscribe to the Hog Fan on YouTube. Ty Hudson on the Pig Trail Network YouTube channel, baby. That's what we need up in here. So let's get to 3K. We are coming up on 400,000 total views. 400,000 total views. That's not at all easy to do. We've evolved over the years, and as we've changed with the show, the rebranding and all the stuff we do with the Hog Talk and everything, the views have really come through in the last year and a half. It's been incredible, and it's thanks to you guys. It's obviously people like Jacob and Porter as well over with the Hog Talk, which is technically separate, but still, we've had them here. And, we all support each other. And, of course, like I said, you guys are you make this special. You make it that much more fun and special, and we really do appreciate you. So, I also want to start off by thanking we've got more Patreon supporters. We go from, I think I had, a month or two ago, I think I had 5 Patreon supporters, maybe 4 or 5, I can't remember. We're up to 13 Patreon supporters. How about that? That's incredible. And I know some people are like, who cares? Whatever. It's a big deal to us small creators. It's a really big deal. So I appreciate you guys. We gave the shout outs last week to the newest ones. Mathew Hestand, John Goodman, Kelly. Is it Merritt? I asked you that last time, Kelly, and I can't remember. But she finally hopped on board the PTN Patreon page. No, she's also a mod. As you guys know, we talk about that a lot. She's a mod on our Discord. So shout out to all of you guys. You rock. You make this special. Oh, what do we got here? What is this? Oh, well, this isn't my first one, but we're drinking. I look, ever since the cider, the black apple cider, I'm like, all right, I want to keep supporting local breweries and people here in the state of Arkansas. This is Little Rock's own Lost 40 Brewing Company. Seekers Finders. Small batch projects, current mood, cherry L. Black cherry. It's black cherry with, it's black cherry. There you go. There it is. That's what it looks like. No, I got to be clear. They do not sponsor me. They probably don't even know I exist. And for those of you who hate me, absolutely despise me for drinking on camera, I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you. Oh, what is that? What is that? For those of you complaining about me drinking, what is that? It's the number one finger, because you're number one. That's what you are. You're number one. Oh. Yeah. See, I already had one, so I know what it tastes like. I know what I'm in for here, but it is pretty good. Okay. Yeah, we had, who was it, Dawn last time, the belching and the farting or whatever. I don't belch and fart. I don't know what that's all about. I mean, I do. I do off camera. All right. let's start off. We got the thank yous out and to all of you guys. Got that out of the way, so we can move on to the Razorback part of the content. Lot going on this weekend. Oh my goodness, Fayetteville's going to be rocking on Saturday. We're going to take on TCU, but before we get into the TCU talk, we'll start. Let me read chat, and then we'll get into recruiting. Let me scroll on up here. First, Jacob Botwinick. You're always in here, Jacob. You the man. What's up, Mr. Cobra? Been a little while. Robert Brooks, how you doing, sir? Kelly Marie. Bo Denton, what's up? What's going on, my man? Woo Pig Suey, big game turnaround game tomorrow. This is Mike Lane. Hogs need an inside presence, Jeffrey Howard. We all know that, buddy. Let me tell you. Grant Patrick, he's got an unpopular opinion, but I'd like to see Isaiah Joe come off the bench tomorrow. That's not unpopular. It's not. Musselman, by the way, could be a change to the starting five. We'll see what that looks like. Could do him some good, says Mike. I'm thinking he may sit the first 3 minutes or so. Keep the regular lineup plus Chaney. What's up, Todd? What's going on, Michael Harris? How you doing? Need that 7'3" guy, but he's not eligible. I know. I know. And that's when people compare Isaiah Joe's numbers to last year. Do you remember who was on our roster last year? Who kind of sucked up? He was like a black hole for defenses. He just sucked in all the defense. Took away that pressure off the outside perimeter and allowed Isaiah Joe to have – he still had contested shots, but not as contested. Left him wide open a lot. Plus, he was a freshman. That helped. That's what happens when you get good or when you are good. When you're someone they got to highlight and circle on film, and now you got to figure out how to – it's up to Musselman to find ways to get him open or next guy up, right? You've got to find a way to get some pressure off of him. I think it would work out well for him. For Isaiah Joe, yeah. Vanover would make a huge difference. Couldn't agree more. The Puppeteer. Creepy Pasta. Vanover had a good reason to play this year. Sadly, the NCAA is a joke, so he couldn't. Yeah, the NCAA is a joke. You are correct. Rodney. Yes, sir. Chiefkin on the dream. What up, bros? John Baker. My ninjas, what's up? John Haas, what's up, man? Good to see you in here. Is Jerry Jacobs not eligible to play immediately? Yeah, he is. Flamingo Friday. Yeah. I was hoping someone would recognize. That was started, by the way, by my man Tyler Edmonson. I think he's in chat. Hello. Have you already spoken about Ebony transferring to us? Ebony isn't transferring, says Puppeteer. That's the. Yeah, no, I don't have that. I don't have anything on that. Jacob should be a graduate transfer. Man's got a drink. Ty, do what you do, brother. I made it to the live stream fairly early this time. What's going on? Chris Johnson. John, what's up? John Kuhn, right? I know. I asked you last time and I messed that up. Hogs, get their poor shooting woes out of the way. Get on fire at the end of the season. Do you like Combs? What is that? What's Combs? You're going to have to fill me in, Greg. And Razorback fan 2794. Joe's honestly had only like 2 impressive games this year. His shot is off. Needs to try and penetrate more. That's not what he is. We've talked about that. He's not the penetrating type. God, that sounded dirty. That's not what he is. He's a sharpshooter. Hey, Ty. Greetings from Arizona. I love the shirt. Glad, man. I'm glad you do. And Austin Payne, cheers. Absolutely. I'm telling you, man, this black cherry, it's pretty good, not going to lie. 24/7 Sports didn't specify on Jacobs like they did Felipe Franks. As far as I know, he's eligible. I think he's good to go. I don't know about early enrollee. Don't ask me that. I don't have all the info on that. So, all right, I hope you guys are having a really good week. I hope Luke Combs is a singer. Oh, I've never heard of him. Sorry. Is he country? Because I don't really do country. I listen to some country. Gotta try though for those NBA scouts. Okay. Anyways, recruiting weekend. This is a big one. So much is going on. So we'll get this out of the way first. 4-star JUCO defensive back out of Hutchinson Community College, Art Green. I'm sure you guys remember him. Pittman offered him not all that long ago, was it 2-3 weeks ago, I think, when they offered him. But he's been planning on coming on an OV, on an official visit. And, that beer. I'm about to belch on air. That will be a first. I believe he was scheduled to come, this weekend on an official visit. But apparently there's some SEC academic rules, something he's got to do. I don't know. He's not going to be able to transfer to an SEC program. It looks like he's got some work to do, I guess, in the off the field and academic part of trying to transfer into an SEC program. That stinks because I think Arkansas had a really good shot with Art Green. I mean, he's a 6'2", 195, 200-pound corner. He's pretty, he's lengthy. He's a pretty good cover corner from what I've read and what little I've seen. Anytime you got a 6'2", it reminds me of Rudell Krim. You guys remember him? I think he was JUCO too, and he was bigger. If I remember right, they flipped him around from different positions. But Art Green, I really wish they could have. It's not completely ruled out, I don't believe, but it doesn't look like he's going to wind up signing with an SEC program. I think I read Illinois is probably will end up. Illinois or one of those other Big Ten schools. Ebony Jackson, committed to the Arkansas Razorbacks. 6'1", 205-pound running back. He's a 3-star, I think, on most sites. I think some other places he's a 4-star, but he's been committed to 3 different schools now. Tennessee, then he flipped to Maryland, and now he's flipped to Arkansas. I like him. I hope he signs. I like Arkansas's odds of signing him. He seems like one of those type of guys that, he's just looking for the right fit. I really want to know what happened with Tennessee. Because I remember when he committed to Tennessee and the excitement around him, and caught a little bit on him, kind of read a little bit on him, and I knew that he seemed like a pretty underrated player. And then he flipped to Maryland, and I can remember Tennessee not having a meltdown, but their fans obviously, anytime you have a kid flip, especially to a school that you think is inferior to you, like Tennessee seems to believe they are with everybody. It's amazing how that works, isn't it? But then he flipped to Maryland, and I remember seeing people just kind of trashing on Twitter. I thought, man, this kid must be a pretty big deal. So most places, he's a top 30 running back. And a lot of people seem to believe he is really well underrated. I'm pretty excited about Ebony Jackson. But, yeah, he's a 3-star according to 24/7 Sports. And he is now committed to Arkansas. I think they'll get him. JT Towers, the 6'4", 215-pound, 3-star middle linebacker out of Little Rock, was offered by Utah today. He's not going to go on a visit, I was told. Had a text message right as I was filling out my notes here. I got a text that said, hey, did you hear about – and I had heard a rumor that he'd been offered, but I couldn't get it substantiated. And then this guy texted me. He's like, and I don't think he's going to go on that visit. So it sounds like he's all hog. His recruiting, he's one of those kids, his recruiting is starting to, he's turning heads a little bit. Look, 6'4", 215, pretty athletic for a big guy. It's a good pickup. JT Towers is kind of one of those, what is it, diamond in the rough or diamond in the dirt, whatever the hell that saying is. I think that's what he is. He kind of reminds me a little bit of, not Zach Zymos, but Zymos is like 6'5", 210, I think, out of high school. But he's taller, a little bit bigger, and he looks like he could pack on some LBs. He could pack on some pounds to that frame. I'm pretty excited about JT. Again, his recruiting, it's always a good sign when you start seeing these other Power 5s all of a sudden turn their head and pay attention, especially these kids out of Arkansas. And you're always happy, extra excited for kids out of Arkansas. Arkansas offered Southern Miss commit. Try and get ahead of myself here. 2023 star offensive tackle Dylan Spencer, 6'4", 305. His recruiting has just blown up. Tennessee, Mississippi State, KU, Mizzou have all offered him within the last 7 days, so within the last week. He's starting to make waves. Sometimes these kids, they don't camp. I don't know if that's his case, but they don't camp. They don't do any of these post-junior season camps. They don't get the film out, or they don't get enough film out, or they don't get the right film out, whatever the case may be. And then after their senior season, they realize, holy cow, this guy's grown a lot since his sophomore and junior season. And schools start to take notice. And I'm sure some of it had to do with, a lot of times these high school coaches will call around and they'll get out to these people. But I don't know his case, but Dalen Spencer's recruiting has blown up as much as anybody's. But he is a 3-star. He's a 2020 3-star, currently committed to Southern Miss. That's not going to last for long. He's going to go somewhere. I don't know where he leans. This offer from Arkansas, I think, just happened, I believe, today. So Arkansas also still in on Andy Boykin. I don't know if you guys remember him or not, but he's a lot of people believe a vastly underrated defensive end. He's a 3-star, 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", about 265 pounds, whose recruiting has been trending upwards lately. Auburn, Alabama, Florida all currently have offers out to the Georgia native. Questions are about his ability to qualify. Again, that's speculation. I don't know if that's true. And, so getting to who's on campus. C.J. Dixon is on campus. This is another one of those guys you don't know. We talked about this on the Hog Talk pod. I have no idea. It looks to me like they're going to try and take 2 quarterbacks at first, and I know I wasn't the only one that said this. At first, it kind of looked like, oh boy, are they losing out on Hornsby? What's the deal here? Why are they going so hard in on this C.J. kid? And maybe that still is the case. But I've also, everything I've read and been told is Arkansas's in a good place with Hornsby right now. So it looks like they're going to try and take 2 quarterbacks. Maybe it is a JIC thing. Here's the deal. They're not going to fill out to 25, right? I think they've got, maybe 6, 7, 8 spots left that they're going to actually try to fill. I think it's somewhere. I think the number's somewhere between 5 and 8, somewhere in there. I think how many kids they're gonna end up. Well, with spots that are still open. So I don't know. It's not like they've got a whole mess of quarterbacks on campus that you feel comfortable with. I don't even know that you really think they only have. I mean, legitimately, how many Power 5 starting caliber quarterbacks do they actually have on campus? That's a. I was thinking about that today, and maybe it's none. Maybe the answer is none. Of course, you got Felipe, who's going to come in and transfer. By the way, Felipe sounds like he could actually qualify for another year, so he could be on campus for 2 years, I've been told. We'll see how that pans out. But so there's a lot of questions around the quarterback position. Maybe they are going after 2, or they want to try and sign 2 with this class. I'm not against it. I'm not because of. I mean, really, let's be honest. What do we know we have? And a lot of schools are like that, right? Unless you're a blue blood or if you're maybe Georgia. LSU, I think they have some questions maybe at quarterback, especially after Burrow leaving. I don't think those are some big shoes to fill there, but they feel probably a lot more confident with their situation at quarterback than Arkansas does. KJ, I've said all along, is an RPO zone read. That's his offense. What Chad Morris recruited him to do, along with installing about 25% of the offense. That's what he was recruited in here to do, like to run that system. And his hair's driving me nuts. Can he run the spread ISO? Maybe I should say ISO spread. Either way, it sounds really filthy. But after PM football talk, let's get sensual. But there's a lot of questions around the quarterback position. So I don't know. I like C.J. Dixon. I don't know a ton about him. I know he's a pocket passer. He's rated as a pretty. I'm not gonna say highly thought of pocket quarterback, but I've read some positive things on the kid. We'll have to wait and see what happens. There are some rumors circulating around C.J. Dixon about Illinois, who was really big on him and then lately have backed off. There could be some grade issues, again, off the field stuff they got to get taken care of in the classroom. But he has some good offers. Hope I'm not mixing my notes up. I think that's him that has the Well, anyways, regardless, I think a lot of these kids you're gonna hear some of that, like, there's some grade issues, but they've got time to get that figured out. But that does play a role into whether or not they have committable offers or not. Also, 6'2", 200-pound, 4-star wide receiver Javon Baker out of Georgia was supposed to arrive earlier today. I have no confirmation. Maybe somebody in chat knows. But supposedly was supposed to be here like at I think 2 or 1:30 or 2 o'clock. So maybe someone in chat can fill us in on that. Or I'm sure someone later will come back and watch this and correct me. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I don't want to trigger Don. My bad. So, yeah, spots left, and I know that again, we kind of touched on that earlier. But I think they're somewhere between. I think they're going to end up with 4 to 6 spots left. I think that's what they want to fill, and that'll put them under 25, I believe. So, long story short, they're going to end up probably with like 22, right? And then they're going to leave the rest up. So, who you have right now that are enrolled? Miles Slusher is enrolled, your 4-star safety. 4-star receiver Darren Turner is enrolled. Blaine Toll enrolled. Kellen Burrell, the linebacker, 3-star linebacker, who 5'11", 6 foot, 205-pound linebacker, he's enrolled. The kid that I am really excited about, Julius Coates, is enrolled, 6'6", 270 pounds. Yeah. He's out of East Mississippi, JUCO. He's here. Letter of intent signed, Jashad Stewart, Catrell Wallace, Ray Curry Jr., big flip, by the way, and Dominic Johnson. Your hard commits, Ebony Jackson, who we just talked about, Nick Turner, another Turner, Ja'Cory Turner? I'm terrible. Sorry. Eric Thomas out of Booker T. Washington, out of Pensacola, Florida. He's a defensive end, 6'3", 6'4", 230 pounds. McGee is also committed, JT Towers, and Kerry Johnson. Johnson, we'll see if he ends up sticking around. And then Felipe Franks and Jerry Jacobs are your transfers. So, bada bing, bada boom. Boom. I like what they're doing. I like their effort here. I mean, they're trying to fill in all the needs. They really went after linebackers. I like what they're doing at the cornerback spot. I mean, my gosh, there's a big need there. But good news is Devin Bush, he came out of he was in the Bobby Hopper transfer tunnel / portal, and then he came out of the Bobby Hopper transfer tunnel / portal. So you kept him, you kept Devin Bush around. You added a transfer there, and you're looking like you're going to fill in some more spots in the secondary. I like the approach. Let me read chat really quick. Man, that kid is fast. I think ACL held him back. I don't know who you're talking about. Hey, Ty, what's going on? Tony Brown. Tim B, is Broderick Jones a realistic prospect, or is his interest just because he has a good relationship with Pittman and wanted to show respect? I think it's that second half. I really do. Anything can happen. When Pittman's talking with you, you never know. So, I don't know. Yep, Krim was a beast. Yeah, Krim was awesome. What up, Tony Healy? How you doing? With Coley leaving UGA, do you see that helping with I don't know. I have no idea. We'll see. We'll see, John. 24/7 Sports didn't specify. Oh, we already read that. Okay, so let's scroll down here. Bailey is getting more. Franks is going to toss 20-plus touchdowns this year. What do you think? Poflo? I like the name. I don't know what it means, but I like it. We'll see. Look, it's year one. Your offensive line, I think, is going to be better, far better than what it's been the last couple of years. I don't know if I want to emphasize far better, but they're going to be better, I think, around the offensive line. So it's going to provide more time. You got Rakeem Boyd in the backfield. You feel really confident about your skill position guys. There are some questions surrounding the tight end position, and then how much is the tight end going to actually be utilized in this offense? But it's going to be interesting to see. I'm not prepared to say he's going to come out and throw 20-plus touchdowns. We'll just wait and see. I think it's a possibility. We posted some videos on Twitter. Well, we retweeted some videos. He could throw. That kid's got an arm. Felipe Franks has an arm. Ebony Jackson catches the ball out of the backfield better than any high school player I've ever seen. Wow. He is perfect for Bryle's offense and a power runner. He's pretty quick. I don't know what his official 40 is, but he looks fast on film, and that's what's been said to me is he's pretty fast. Why the hell would you visit Utah? Look, Utah's that kind of program that in the pack, I mean, anytime you get a Power 5 offer, and it was a committable offer, and they wanted him as an OV, anytime you get a Power 5 offer, and especially from a program, I mean, Utah's done okay, right? I mean, they've done okay. I could see him. By the way, have you ever driven through Utah? It's gorgeous. We did on our way back from Vegas. We went through Utah, wound up in Colorado. What a trip. But Utah's gorgeous, man. You can say what you want about Utah, and not only that, they're doing a hell of a lot better than Arkansas. But JT, he's all hog, man. Let's see. Have you heard anything about Robert Scott out of Conway? Would love to have him. Everything I hear about him is that he's in. It's going to be hard to flip him from Ole Miss. Doesn't mean they can't. It's going to be hard to flip him. All right. Let's see. All right. Julian Coates could have Jeremiah Ledbetter type immediate impact. I am real big on Coates, man. Coates is, I think he is vastly underrated. You never know with these JUCO kids, right? I liked Dorian Gerald, and not because they had him ranked as, was it the number 1 or number 2 JUCO defensive end? What was that, the 2018 class, right? Was it 2018? Yeah, 2018 class. And you started to see him a little bit towards the end of 2018, and then 2019 he gets hurt. But that first game, he was on fire, right? He was. I know it wasn't exactly a powerhouse program they were against, but he was killing it. And then he had to miss the whole year. Good news is he'll be back. And I'm excited about Dorian Gerald, but you don't know what you get out of these JUCO kids, and Arkansas can attest to that. They've had JUCO guys come in and do absolutely nothing, and then it's like that with any recruit. I understand that, but with JUCO kids, especially when they're highly touted, you don't know whether to take that with a grain of salt or not. We've seen highly ranked JUCO kids go on and do nothing. Does Arkansas get a top? No. Manny, no. Does Arkansas get a top 20 recruiting class? Basketball, oh yeah, they're gonna top 10, top 8, top 10. Football, hell no. Look, I believe they're gonna land somewhere around 50 to 45, and that's the sweet spot right now. That's what Arkansas is. I know that's not real popular with people, but that's the situation you're in. Early signing period is just it's devastating. Richard Davenport has talked about it on Josh Bertuccini's show. He's not a fan of it. Nobody is. Well, especially teams in Arkansas' situation where you're every 2-3 years swapping out head coaches and coaching staffs. That early signing period. It gets it. Just I'd love it if this year maybe they just said forget it, and that didn't exist. I'd like to have seen what Sam Pittman could have done. But, we'll get our chance for that 2021 class. He'll get a full recruiting cycle, and we'll see what he can do. But, yeah, I agree about Coates. Back to your point, though, I agree. And top 20 class, Manny, no. Tony, do you know what happened to Kyrie Walker? All of his recruiting updates just disappeared. I wouldn't hold your breath on Walker right now. That's all I could say. Timothy, we're still going to be young, though. We're still going to be young. Well, not really. I mean, not on offense. You're going to have, some experience back at wide receiver. You've got a senior in Rakeem Boyd. You got Chase Hayden back there, right? I mean, I thought for a while he was going to transfer, and I guess the staff talked him into sticking around. You've got the transfer, the kid out of Arizona State. That's not exactly upper class, but he's someone who's been around a little bit. You're not full of freshmen, right? It's not 2019 where you had all these freshman skill position players and then you had these freshmen rotating in and out on defensive line. You're going to have some experience in some places that really matter along the line of scrimmage. There's going to be some questions on the defensive line trying to fill the gap of Sosa Agim. I know he didn't exactly light the world on fire, but still 4-year starter. Who knows what they do there? Linebackers my key worry. I'm concerned about the defense, but not because of the youth, right? You're just concerned about the talent level on defense. It's a weird year you're walking into because I actually feel more confident in what's going on the offensive side of the ball because I feel like you've got someone you can trust in Briles as your OC, someone who you feel like you see his body of work. Okay, Florida State didn't exactly go as planned, but they had injuries. They had off-the-field issues. Talking to some Florida State fans, that was not on Briles, and it's not even like they were, it wasn't a good year for them. But you look at his body of work before that, I feel pretty confident that Briles is going to be able to wrangle the troops and, get the offense headed in the right direction. So, yeah. I'm not as concerned about the offense as maybe I should be. Again, with Rakeem Boyd coming back, you don't feel like your offensive line is a makeshift offensive line. You don't feel like they're just throwing bodies up there. You kind of feel like, all right, these guys have kind of been molded up there. Now they actually have Sam Pittman, who's going to emphasize physicality, size, strength. We know he's going to put some LBs. My God, Ricky Stromberg, he needed to put on some weight. He's going to. So I feel like they're in good hands on offense. I'm not telling you they're going to go out and be world beaters. I'm not telling you they're going to go out and have a top 3 SEC offense. But I feel better about where they're going. We'll see. And by the way, when we get to spring football and everyone comes out of that expecting us to be like, oh my God, we're so ecstatic. You can only take so much. I was in an interview with a guy last year, and they asked me, what'd you get out of the spring game? And I said, well, they threw the ball around. All you can really look at is individual performances maybe and kind of see where people are lining up. But that's all I ever take out of spring practices. I mean, it just is what it is, right? They're practicing or they're essentially scrimmaging against guys. They're not going full speed all the time. They know who's lining up across from them. They kind of know what to expect from one another. You just can't take anything from a spring scrimmage. But what you can do, you can see what they're doing as far as moving guys around and look at the individual performances. I'm going to be really curious to see how much KJ, just his throwing motion and some of that stuff, really curious how far he's come along. And kind of get a better, especially with this scrimmage being down in Little Rock. Don't forget that. This scrimmage is down in Little Rock. You get a chance to actually see what Briles kind of wants to do on offense too, right? You hear a lot about what he wants to do and what he's done at other places. You'll actually get to see a bird's eye view of what's going on. CJ's DIY, do-it-yourself channel. We will see where they end up. I was listening to ESPNU radio today, and they said they were ranked 45th already, so depending on what they get on National Signing Day, they could land low 40s, high 30s. I mean, that's absolutely a possibility, but you also have to realize there's other schools, right, that you have to consider, CJ. There's other schools around you, and all these kids that are visiting, how many of them are 4-star? Like, if you're really that concerned, right, with the star power and with the ranking, how many of those kids are actually 4-stars? You can count on one hand. Right, there's other schools that are filling up spots with highly ranked 4 and 5 stars, especially in the SEC. Oh, I think Ole Miss has a real big recruiting weekend coming up. Couldn't tell you how that's happening. Couldn't tell you how they're doing that. Not Ole Miss. No. There's nothing questionable going on there. Not one damn bit. I think it's this week they have a big recruiting week. Yeah, I'm just gonna pump the brakes. If you get a top 50 class, hey, more power to you. More power to the Razorbacks. I'm not there yet. I don't know that I see, or not top 40. I'm not there. They're gonna be somewhere in that mix. Hey, I'll take 45. I'll take it all day long. I'll take 50. You have to consider the circumstances, right? Like what we talked about with the early signing period. Arkansas's reputation has sunk. It's taken a hit. Funny thing is, I bet a game does well in the NFL. Isn't that how it goes? That's how it goes, Do you think we'll be 4-3 defense or a 3-4? I think Kyle, I believe he wanted to run something similar to what Georgia does. So he wants a 3 front. I haven't heard. Again, maybe somebody in chat knows where that's at, but I don't know what they plan on doing. It could be. They could wind up with – they're not suited for a 3-4 defense because you need depth. You need quality depth at linebacker, and Arkansas doesn't have it. The 3-4 dominates the NFL. I'm pretty sure like 60% of the league runs the 3-4. A lot of teams have gone to the 3-4 in college. But you got to have that anchor on the defensive line. You got to have 2 pretty athletic ends to play that outside in spot. And then you gotta have quality depth at linebacker, especially in this day and age with high tempo football. I don't know what they do. Recruiting guru Tom Luganbill said he was impressed with what Pittman had been able to do in recruiting so far since he was hired. Again, I'm all for that. I agree. I mean, my God, Slusher was huge. Turner's huge. If they manage to get Hornsby, wow. If they get Hornsby and this other quarterback, this pocket quarterback we just mentioned, that's not too bad. It's not too shabby. I like what they're doing at linebacker. I like what they're building. I do. FSU coach was fired. Might have been similar to Morris's tainted everybody. Biggest question. What's up, Mark Douglas? Biggest question I have on O-line. Is the center finally get past and improve from the weak lollipop snaps, disrupting timing? Yeah, there's a lot of questions about center. The timing of the snaps, the high snaps. We'll see what happens. That's a good question, Mark. That's a real good question. We need one of those quarterbacks that's visiting this weekend. Yeah, I agree with people who think you need both. I can't argue with that. I can't. Ty, baseball's coming. Do you think we will be in Omaha? I think so. And like Phil Elson said on the radio, unless you have an injury, but they are stacked. I haven't got into. I know baseball. Dave Van Horn talked with the media today, so I don't know, what the latest is there. But we'll get more on baseball. I think we're 3 weeks away. Is that right? I can't wait. Big question. Who's your Friday night ace? I think a lot of people expect that to be Connor Nolan. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be really, really exciting. Let's pull up what we got. Oh, I also have some contract information on the staff. Barry Odom and Kendall Briles signed 3-year deals. I don't have the numbers there, like what they got paid. I don't have that, but everyone else it looks like has 2-year deals. Sam Carter, Jamil Walker, Justin Stepp, Rhodes, Davis, Fountain, Cooper. Did I say Stepp? Yeah, they've all got 2-year contracts. That's pretty standard. So, but yeah. Barry Odom and Kendall Briles get a 3-year deal. I don't know if there's a no-compete clause in that. That's what I'm really curious about, especially with Briles and Odom. Like what they did with when Brett Bielema was here, put those no-compete clauses in there so they couldn't go to another SEC program. Let's see. 24/7 says Dixon is a pro-style rival, says dual threat. Yeah, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago about how do you tell what a kid is? You get these pocket quarterbacks who run pocket-style systems, right? They're out of the shotgun, but they don't leave the pocket. They just throw the ball around. You remember Mitch Mustaine was considered a pocket quarterback, and he wasn't exactly mobile, but he could get out of the pocket a little bit and do some damage. I saw him when they played, who was that, Bentonville? That's been so long ago. But I actually watched him just kind of run towards the sidelines. He looked like he was a lot faster than he was. But you get what I'm saying. You get these quarterbacks that don't ever leave the pocket, but they don't mention, like, oh, wait, the kid actually, or maybe the kid goes to these camps and he doesn't run his 40 time or whatever, and they look at him and he runs his 40. They scout him out. They evaluate, but then they adjust to what kind of offense he runs in high school and then kind of go from there. And they I don't know. It's strange to me how they do that. Like, what really tells you that a kid is a dual threat quarterback? Is it based on his knowledge of that kind of system, running the zone read and or option offense, whatever, and looks like on film he's mobile out of the pocket, or do they just judge it based on he never leaves the pocket, and so therefore he's clearly and purely a pocket passing quarterback based on just his decision making, right? Like whether or not to tuck it and run or throw the ball away. It's interesting. Yeah, I thought he was a dual threat too, because I have seen some film on him running out of the pocket, and he looked pretty athletic. O-line will gain an average of 25 to 35 pounds of good weight. Yeah, there's a difference between good weight and just weight. People just think they can go into a buffet and just eat whatever the hell they want, gain some weight, and then there you go. No, there's good weight they got to add. But D-line will too. D-backs will be much improved. That's from Mr. T-Dub. What's going on, man? We'll be lightning fast on offense out of the gate. I hope so. That's what you hope for. They got to have something. Oh my gosh, no more of this 30% offense installed. We're getting there. 2 years later, or X amount of games later into the second season, yeah, we've still only got X amount of offense installed. Hopefully they are ready to go. They're fast. They're athletic. For the SEC, they've put on some good weight on the offensive line, and they have the offense. Dear Lord, mostly installed. You know that if Bryles comes out and says something like that, yeah, week 1 we've got like 50% of the offense installed. People are going to start panicking. I can already see it. Big man. We need more SEC competitive big men. Without them, we don't stand a chance. I agree, Aaron. Embarrassing how small our offensive line was. Yeah, Stromberg was what, 270? Are you, what? He's 270 pounds or whatever. Too light. I don't know. It's always in the Houston Nutt era, and obviously even the Bobby Petrino era, Brett Bielema era, they were 300 plus. I mean, Brett Bielema had a year where they were the biggest offensive line in all of football. You guys remember that? College and pro. They were huge. And they were tough up front. Physical up front on the offensive line. Sorry I'm late. David Dixon, how dare you be late? How dare you? I'm late to chat, but what's the odds on we flip the 4-star wide receiver commit? I think there's qualification issues with him. I can't believe I'm flipping on his name right now. I think I mentioned him. I know who you're talking about. I think you're talking about the kid that's in here today, or he's on campus today. I don't know. I know Alabama was all over him. There's a legitimate question as to whether or not he's going to. Well, I say legitimate. That's what's rumored. We'll call it speculation. There could be some qualification issues. I don't know. And this is the other thing, too. I have no crystal ball. I don't know. I don't talk to these recruits. I don't talk to their families. I can only tell you what I'm hearing, what I've read, what I've seen. Like I've said before, you guys in chat probably know as much as I do or more. But based on everything I have seen, that kid might have some issues qualifying. And Arkansas's probably already got a slim chance. But again, you never know. Pittman can work his magic. We know he's rumored to be an elite recruiter. We know what he did here. There's no questioning what he did here. Oh, my gosh. He recruited really well and went out and got those kids all over the country. I love what he's doing. Well, I shouldn't say I love, because you guys know my format for success at Arkansas. I do think there's a blueprint you have to follow. I do think it's Texas and then your surrounding states, and obviously putting up a fence around Arkansas. I do believe that is for most coaching staffs, that is the blueprint for success at Arkansas. It just is. You still kind of have a presence down in Texas. You still play down there. You play A&M. The Texas-Arkansas rivalry stuff is out the door there. I don't think those kids have any idea there was ever even a rivalry. And, that is what it is. But there's still kind of a gate. There's a swinging gate down there that Arkansas still has a tunnel or a pipeline there. Okay, and then Tulsa. We know what they've done in Tulsa, Oklahoma City. You go up to Missouri. You can go up to northern Louisiana. You can kind of go down to New Orleans. We've already seen them, the last staffs both be able to do that. Memphis and then Mississippi. Right? That's my philosophy to recruit. What Pittman has done, because he's Pittman, he's like, I'm going to go into Georgia. I'm going to go down to the Panhandle. I'm going to do whatever I can down into the Southeast. I'm going to recruit, and I'm going to do what I do. And he's proven as an offensive line coach and as a recruiter that he can do that. I don't have a problem with the way he's doing it. I hope it works. As a head coach, it's different, though, right? It's different. Okay? You're it. You're the guy. Brett Bielema, back then, you remember the hype was, okay, he was at Wisconsin, and those players knew that. They knew what he did with 2- and 3-star prospects. He turned them into pros. He turned them into first-round prospects. That's what Bielema did. That's what Pittman had to kind of work with. That was probably a little bit of his angle. Hey, me and Brett, we can get you to the NFL. Now it's all on Pittman. He's the guy. So, whether or not these kids believe that he can do it or not, that's what it's about. They got to trust in his staff. They got to trust in him. And they got to listen to these players. And I hope to God some former players reach out to these kids, assuming it's legal within the NCAA, whatever, all their bullshit rules. But that's what you're up against if you're Sammy Pitti. If you're my boy, Sammy Pitty, that's what you're up against. You're the guy. You no longer have. I know we look back on Brett and we're like, God, he was terrible. Look, he got fired. But I'm talking about when he was first hired and Pittman came in and they went down to Florida. They got Denver Kirkland. They got Ragnow. They got Skipper. They got these kids that were starting to catch fire in their recruiting process, late during the recruiting process, getting offers left and right. He was able to walk in the door, and not because I'm not trying to take his thunder away. No doubt it was because of Brett Bielema, or because of Sam Pittman. But it was nice that you had someone at the time who was like, whoa, he did what at Wisconsin? You had that angle that he could work with. The angle now is, hey, I'm the guy, so it's all on him. No doubt. The recruiting, and I can already tell I'm getting an angry email as we speak. Someone's already pissed off. Someone's already typing keyboard warrior, already pissed off, but that I think there's some truth to that. I think at the time that was your angle for Sam Pittman, and if anything, that speaks to how good of a recruiter he really was. But no doubt, as a recruiter, he's one of the best. He's one of the best. He could have done that for anybody, really. Let's not lie to ourselves. I don't know. What's up, Dylan Bray? How you doing, my man? He doesn't have the grades for the SEC. Yeah, Bryles has 50% installed now because it is simple. Yeah, his offense is supposedly a lot more simplified. Receivers are going to run the same 4 or 5 routes. Ty, did you see the front page of the NC State? Yeah, I saw you guys. Well, I saw that mentioned on Discord. I didn't really know what that was about, making fun of North Carolina for their losing streak. Oh, I love the troll job. That's perfect. Sorry, Ty. Didn't mean to vanish. Had some family stuff. No, you're fine. Don't feel obligated. You got to be here, Kelly. I love it when you stop by. Our moderator, ladies and gentlemen, our latest moderator. I'm sure we've mentioned that 1,000 times, but she's doing a good job. They had to boot somebody on Saturday when I was out of town, and they did a really good job. They handled it really good. We get Broderick Jones, bold half dunk left lane hammer down. Yeah, okay, that's someone I think Pittman probably couldn't have recruited for eventually. Had Pittman been here while Chad was here, and let's say Chad didn't get fired 2 years down the road, I don't think anybody, that would eventually catch up to Chad. Like, wow, Chad, you suck. I'm not going to go play for you. Even if your boy Sammy Pitty can't do anything for you. Javon Baker, that's his name. Thank you. Ty, give us the hot take. Which one? On what? On what? Pittman is the guy. Bielema didn't recruit these kids. Aaron, nope. Hold on. Yeah, he did. Brett Bielema, you talked to those kids. Yes, he did. I'm not saying that he was the reason why they committed. I'm not saying that. I respect your opinion, Aaron, but I'm telling you, he absolutely did. Bless up, Cal. Kelly Marie. What else was there? There was something else. I thought we had something else here. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're about to we're going to end this thing. What are we running on? Oh, yeah, we're coming up on an hour. If you are in our Discord, let me toss out the invite. Hang on. I know this takes just a quick second. If you guys want to join, create invite. Max number of views. Boom. There we go. Copy. And we're going to paste, bada bing, bada boom. Boom! There you go. There's your Discord link. Okay, what's going on tonight in our Discord? We're going to add a fourth, well, let's see. We got Porter, Jacob, Kelly. We're going to add a fourth mod. We're going to add 4 mods, or a mod. I was going to set a number at like 150, but we're just going to go ahead, knock it out. And the reason why we're doing this is for we're trying to scale. This thing is getting big, and Kelly can't always be there. I can't always be there. Porter, Jacob, my God, works 16 jobs. He's bailing people out of jail, right? Probably some of you down there. See, he's busy. We can't always be there, so it's good as we grow. I watch a lot of Shark Tank. If you can't tell, as the business grows, you got to be able to scale. I love Shark Tank. Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, is that guy. Okay, Mark Cuban has really grown on me though. At first, I was like, God, he's just kind of an ass, but he's grown on me. I really like Mark Cuban. But anyways, as this thing grows and scales and everything, we need to make sure we have enough eyeballs. Kind of keeping up with chat. So what we're gonna do, if you are interested, okay, we're gonna have a little voice chat session, whatever you want to call it. We're going to kind of go over what we're looking for. Kelly Marie is I think, going to be there possibly. I don't know if Porter's going to make it or Jacob, but I'll be there. We'll go over it. We'll discuss. I'm not making a pick necessarily tonight. Maybe I will. Hell, I don't know. I'm unpredictable, right? I'll just kind of fly off the handle and do whatever. But it's got to be someone we feel comfortable with, and you got to be active, thick-skinned, and not picking fights and getting mad at everybody. That's really all it takes. Just be there, be active in our Discord. And I've got 2 or 3 people that I'm thinking of for the position. I think Kelly had a suggestion. Kelly and Porter both had suggestions, so I'm going to try and go over that with them. But I don't know what we'll do. I don't know if we'll make a pick or not, but we're going to at least try and get it all figured out. If Porter and Kelly are there, maybe we can vote. I don't know. We need Hornsby. Check Malik Hornsby on YouTube. Yeah, Malik Hornsby's on campus. I think we mentioned that earlier. Discord link. That's what's else. I'm on it. I promise. Ty, I don't know if you already answered my question on Discord, but this, let's see, but this far, how would you grade? Oh, so far, how would you grade this staff on this class? How would I grade the recruiting class? Jay, that's I do that sort of stuff after it's done, after February 5th, which is signing period. If I'm being honest, so far, and it's not their fault, it's just early signing period, I'd probably give it a C+, if I'm being honest. You're probably going to finish bottom 2 in the SEC. It's just, that's probably being generous. And again, that's not on Sam Pitti. It's not on my boy Sammy Pitti. It's not on anybody. It's just what they're up against. It's really the reputation that Arkansas football has right now, right? Okay, don't want to get too far off. That could change. Absolutely as we get out of the this weekend and more commitments come, and then eventually February 5th signing day. I have an idea, by the way, for February 5th. I may stream. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I want to do this. I may stream starting from the first signee that is supposed to pick, and I might try to stream those picks here on YouTube all day. Obviously got to take some pee breaks, right? Got to go pick the kids up from school. I think I'm thinking about doing something like that, so keep a lookout for that. But yeah, okay, if you guys want to hop over on Discord, we got the link there. Let's see. Oh, he's verified. Who's verified? When is this going down, Ty? Right now, like as soon as we're done. Discord is like a chat application. It is. For anyone asking, it's basically a live feed, right? It's not thread based like Hogville or 24/7 over in Hog Sports or Rivals. It's live. It's right there. It's like a live chat. Ty, watch my game film. Let's see. Ty, watch my game film as a mod. Your boy has the star power. I'm special. YouTube verified me years ago via a program with Google Plus. That was a thing. I've been wondering what that check mark's all about. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think you were a YouTuber. Josh, I like what you said. That's pretty good. Glad I drank enough wine to ask the question that you wouldn't ask. Yeah, I hear you, Ty. I was just curious. I think circumstances need to be considered without contact. Yeah, it's average. I'd say it's a solid A. Well, given the circumstances, yeah, A+. Why not, right, Jay? I mean, I hear what you're saying. I agree. But overall, being honest, it's going to be like a C, C-, C+. Okay, then who's the other starting defensive tackle? Man, I don't have that in front of me right now. We'll have to figure that out on another show. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. John Baker. It's alive. What's alive, John? Score prediction for TCU. Oh, my God, we didn't even talk about TCU tonight. I was going to talk about TCU. We are going to do a post-game. My prediction, really fast, we got off on talking about all the recruiting. I told you guys, a lot of recruiting stuff. They're not exactly a high-scoring game or a high-scoring team. They move the ball around a lot. They're pretty damn good on defense. They're top 35, top 40 in total defense. I like Arkansas in this one. Close. I think Arkansas wins by single digits. Someone in Discord wanted me to say, Ronnie, of course, none other than Ronnie, wanted to say, hey, he thinks TCU wins by 10. We'll have to wait and see. I completely forgot to cover that. Arkansas is favored in this one according to the ESPN Basketball Power Index. I think it's like 70% or close, somewhere in the neighborhood of that. Remember, they were favored against Kentucky as well at home. Didn't happen. Their losses so far this year include Clemson, USC, Xavier, on the road at number 12, West Virginia, at Oklahoma, but then they beat top 20 Texas Tech. So, and also they're 13-5 on the season. I think they have one road win. I think they're 1-3 on the road. So, okay. That's all we're going to talk about with basketball. Sorry for the novel. That's exactly my thoughts, though. Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. I didn't read your whole... You're fine. No, I did read your... Okay. Discord is fire. It is Dylan. Are you in there, Dylan? If you are you Ronnie? Are you Ronnie, Dylan? Ronnie is infamous because you're Ronnie, Dylan. Discord is not just live, it's alive. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Remember to, again, like, share the content. If you haven't already, tap the subscribe button. Don't forget to check out the links to all the new Patreon supporters, to all of you, period. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate that. Sorry I missed out on the TCU game. We just had so much to talk about with football. What else was there? Yeah, subscribe, check out the links. If you want to join the Patreon, you want to join, we're up to 13. Let's keep growing that bad boy. It's a minimum of $4 a month. If you don't want to do that, but you want to throw a tip in the old PayPal tip jar, that link is provided for you as well down below. There you go. And the HTP link, our Hard Talk podcast, what episode is that? 59 or 49? Oh, 59. Episode 59 came out today with Porter and myself kind of breaking down some stuff. Razorback stuff. All right, we'll see you guys in Discord. Hop over there, and for those of you not on Discord, we'll see you after the game on against TCU. We'll go live after the game. So be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Woo pig.